Hello? Can you hear me? Mario! No. Uh, this might be a bad idea. I'm sure it's fine, but hello everyone. How's it be, y'all? I hope everything is going Gucci. I generally have no idea. So I got up to where we were last time, but the issue we're now currently having is the fact that whatchamacallit, I'm doing the room again. I probably should lower the music. Hopefully it's not overbearing me as a voice. That would be bad. Plus, I think this is the last bit of the investigation, so if we are able to do that, then we're able to do... Wow. Oh, that's not good. I can't see now. Uh-oh. Hello? It's still going, right? I hope so. And hopefully I'm using this cover that we left in the office of my boyfriend's house. It's essentially just a side room. Whoa! So you are over here, we got it. Yeah. The office of my boyfriend's room. Well, boyfriend's house, technically. But yeah. Hopefully it sounds a little better. I'm sure it's fine. Wireless keyboard, let's go! Wahoo! Detective Gumshoe's goner. A goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. Yeah, we're just gonna get on with the game now. Didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah, Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? Sneaking up on us like that. I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point of us in giving us your ID card? I know how to speak, I promise. Remember the school pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card. Did he rip it up or something? I never understood that. I just assumed it didn't take... I don't know. Get out. I hardly ever get the chance to come up here. So I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on. Let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. Do we talk? Let's talk. I don't think we did that last time. Was your sisters, yes? I think we did do this. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Grant's office now. The practice is a strictly, policy. Blah, blah, blah. He practices a strict policy of observing the crime scene, preserving the crime scene. Makes reason to do that. He leaves as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us to at our New Year's party. Oh yeah, we did do this one. I remember this. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9's crime scenes? I mean, that's our only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? Don't you think? Nah. You wouldn't be. Nah. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. Don't just let it go at all. Sorry. This guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, what's bothering you? You two don't think. We don't. Chief Grant might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright. I keep forgetting you can't hear you can't hear the echo. I keep forgetting that. I wish you could. But there's like no physical way. So all you really heard was me just go, Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright. Anyway, let's continue. He's right, Mr. Wright. He's right, Mr. Wright. He's right, Mr. Wright. Try to say that 5 times fast. He's right, Mr. Wright. 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 Yes. Yeah, this is the whole like thing for speech jammer, but because I currently don't know how to separate audio files in OBS, I can't really use it to the best of my ability. Chief Grant, it's finally come to this. It's finally come to this. What do you think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't indulge my feelings.
Yet.
There you go, ignoring me again. I mean, we don't do it on purpose. This is safe, isn't it? Safe? That wood is ripe with intrigue. Okay. If you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered to open it. 7-digit number. I think I might know what it is. What do you think it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birth date? It's... Do we ever actually know? You know he's like 30-something. I think. Here goes nothing. I understand why they made it just 7 sevens. It's because nobody would think, oh, that's somebody's number. Because who would have that number or that many sevens in the number? But I mean, there's only one logical person to have that. But whatever. Plus, it also makes sense given that like there's just the same number 7 times. Bingo! What number did he answer? Whose birthday was that, pal? 7 sevens, the final ID card number on the record. What? The number of this mysterious executive officer, no shit, who entered that room that day. You mean 777777? That ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That Chief Grant's ID number. That's Chief Grant's ID number. And I said that with the wrong enthusiasm. Say, anyone care to look inside? You're right. Inside the desk. I unmuted myself, didn't I? Actually, probably should check that, should I? Yep, I did. There we go. Okay. Wow, look at the chase. Look at the chase of the cheek strength dash. Oh my god. Speaking of gates, where we will hear all your... Oh, it's you two. Oh, it's you two. Chief Grant. He puts that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. Looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? A list of evidence. A list of evidence. In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this. Look at the case name. Look at the case name. Huh? SL9 incident? Wonder what this doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about the evidence list. Normally they run twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-size list of evidence. This is a list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What should the other half be doing here? I knew it! The chief must be hoarding something about the case. No shit. I mean, anybody with half a brain would be able to know that. And I already have a quarter of a brain. No, you're not able to hear that. That would be cool if you're able to hear that. Yeah, I knocked on my head. I mean, if you're able to hear it, that would probably be hurt. It would appear so. Dun dun dun. Wow, look at the size of this desk. Probably this inside the door. A list of evidence from the SL9 incident. Graduate had another half of that list. What would this list be doing here? We better look a little more into this. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's stay alive, Right. It's a shard from a broken cup. It somehow looks familiar where I've seen it before. There's a nails in here too. Look at this. It looks like a piece of broken leather cloth. With a handprint on it. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that one. You think Chief Grant made up the design? Huh? I don't think so. Oh. Well. It was a thought. Is that it? all is all well, this is all that was in the safe. Apparently so. It's empty now. Piece of cloth with a handprint on it, and a broken shard of a cup. Hmm. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with the case, I'm afraid I can't let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line. Good, now I have to prove their relevancy. Get them. This way, I'm surely certain. Come on, we've got something we can show you, detective. Wrong button. I mean, I'm gonna save because I accidentally pressed it. Might as well. Bum, 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 bum. Lucky Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? I mean, I remember the three of us put it back together. Ah, those were the days. Kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. This is one of the shards that had SL9s in the sticker on. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know what fragment we just found? You mean this one that was in the safe? Yes. What are the ones? Ah, now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Just slide it right in there. We have a bunch of this white sticky stuff that can just put it together. Out of context, it sounds weird. It's gone really silent. Why? Even in the other room. It's spooky. I'm sure it's fine. Go ahead, pal. Show us what you got. We can do, Ricky. Show us what you can do, Ricky. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. Why us? Sure. Do we just carry that around? I assume. If I can piece this together, if I can piece this together, it'll prove Chief Grant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. There, fits like a charm. Of course that means Chief Grant really knowing hid evidence a piece for 2 years in a safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from SL9. But hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This is the piece he just attached. It's different from the others. It's just a smiley face. A reddish line on it. That's not, I mean, okay. Yes, a reddish line, that's also blood. You're a forensic scientist, you should know this. That's blood! I don't get it. Why would Chief Grant hide this in a safe? Don't shush your face. No. That's a whole as bouquet. There's nothing like casually hearing. He looked like a penis from the other room. I should probably make a note of that. I'm actually gonna make a note. No, I'm not really. I mean, it wasn't on stream, but whatever. And then technically, do this point. Uh, yeah, and at this point, my mom tried to turn off my computer. She didn't know and thought I left it on. Bless her. But like, fuck. Yeah, I know what this is. So you can make some fingerprints? That's a great idea, detective. Alright, go to town. Sheesh. Sheesh. No, I don't think he would do that. What are you doing? Why are you sticking your head like this? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints that we want to take. Huh? Huh? Come on. This isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh, heh. Heh. I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sorry, I hate doing that. Where's your sense of humor? Alright, Mr. Wright. Okay, Mr. Wright. Let's check for fingerprints. No shit. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Once they observe... Then once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. So just dump it? What are you, my mom? You're not to tell me... I don't have to be told a million times. Alright. Let's get this over with. I could have done the obvious thing of... Like right now. Nope, almost. Come on. I'm a detective. Missed part. There it is. Oh, it's not him. That's not. Close, but no. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Uh-oh. That is... Oh, that is not good. Emma! It's yours. What? No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? These prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. That's not how that works. I thought they'd be Doug's fingerprints. Hey, you. Over here. What's going on here? What are the kids' friends doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to it. Yes, because that's so gonna clear everything up. It pretty much is. Well, was I any help? Of course not. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Oh, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, in other, in other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Ha ha! Isn't that right? You and the coast. Chief Grant. Howdy, bitches. You think you'd be back so soon? Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out the window and saw a stray dog run into a pole. Just then, I thought of a certain detective. Yeah. Me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. You in the coat. Me, sir. Drop your ID card on the way out. Don't forget to go swimming. You won't be needing it anymore. Sir. Now get out. Are you technically allowed to arrest the chief of police for tampering with evidence? Or I guess hiding evidence from a case that was solved 2 years ago? Is that how that works? I don't know. These cop shows are really weird with that. Yes, sir. Oh, see? Well, why didn't he just do... Well, I guess he is a detective. And it is the chief of police. So... How's a hide, Higma? How's it be? How's your week been so far? Oh, I'm not too loud. Oh, I hear the echo now. Shittiness of the voice. The music is also just very loud. But it slaps. If you can't tell, I'm dancing in the background. Damn, that drop was absolute shit. We'll be on our way out then. Wait! You, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I would like a word with you. But sir, I'm not a licensed investigator yet. Hello. You're fine. My week is okay. I hope the same for you. But yeah, I think tampering with the evidence, even on a cold case, can still lead to arrest. Oh, neat. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright. Oh no. Oh no, bro. That's not good. Not good at all. Oh no. Anyway. Look, pal. No, it's look, pal. If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that. I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. These are loud. But I do apologize for the microphone quality. It's shitty. I think. I hope. I mean, I hope not, but you know. That was something you weren't supposed to hear. That's embarrassing. Noise suppression. Is there a difference? Yes. Massively. Is there a difference between the noise suppression and the suppression on? Blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna keep it on. There's sensitivity. Overlay. Noise suppression, echo cancellation, automatic gain control. Is that good? Actually, I think that might be better. Oh, too much. Never mind. I'm good. It's fine. Default settings is fine. Default settings is default setting. Now that I've seen evidence Chief Grant was hiding from his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said please wanted to ask her some questions. She's probably gonna get killed. Knowing these side characters, they're most likely gonna be the murderer. We should be busy for the rest of the day. February 24th. Oh, by the way, I feel weird to say Higgy. Can I call you Higgy? Hey, what's up, Higgy? It sounds weird. Anyway. Higma. Higma. Higgy, or Higma. Higma. Anyway, Higma. What do you think of the character so far? Why not just continue with the Higgy? Yeah, how do you so Higgy, how do you feel about the character so far? Any favorites from what you've seen? I'm curious. Honestly, I thought they were all ghosts trying to help solve the case. I barely had any clue what was going on here, but I'm here for it. I mean, technically, if you want to be technical, in the first few chapters, I think the second chapter, there was a ghost that helped solve the case. Like, legitimately. So, you're half wrong. I mean, you're not wrong, but you're not entirely correct. That's just funny. Yeah. Any favorite character so far from what you've seen? Crikey. Oh, Australian. Never mind, it's Australian. S'il vous plaît, I see. So the chief of, so the chief asked Emma to come for questioning. No use thinking about it. There's no use thinking about it. Smash the final trial in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me these past few days is absolute horseshit. Yeah, not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I'm thinking I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. What it is lurking behind your words. Mia did a good... Je vous play. Mia did a good job murdering. Monitoring. Fuck. Mia did a good job monitoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you've convicted, once you're convinced, you know something. No one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Yeah, he knows all about my thick head. Wait a minute. Wait, no. Shit. That sounds weird. Hmm. I don't think that's a good thing to say. I'm sure it's fine. Now if the fucking page loads, I can save it. So I can clip it later. Yeah, none of these were the ability to do that. Okay, come back to here. Well, the time has passed. I'm gonna quickly see if I can... I'm just trying to make a fucking clip. My god! I'll do it later. I need to know where to do it. There we go, a clip. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there's no criminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's that you're not unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because you're certain of an individual. What an intriguing notion. It's an intriguing notion. It's an intriguing. I don't know how to do this accent very well, I apologize. What an intriguing, fuck. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. Ugh. If I'm not mistaken, the person in questioning have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask you the person speaking of? The one person I'm rightfully afraid of. I mean, duh. Wilmis guy? I mean, Wilmis guy? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. Prosecutor, she's not really the spilled beans. My apologies. My apologies. Could you please tell me a little bit more about what you know? We were partners 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he's responsible, respectable, then tell me something. Assuming he's respectable, then tell me something. Why did he try to hide his crime? His crimes? Both you and Edward will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it though that Chief Grant's name was never mentioned? Chief Grant? Edward didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command in the investigation. Yes, you. But also one other person. Damon Grant. His name's not Damon, isn't it? And his last name isn't Damon, isn't it? God damn it. I added an extra D. Also, I thought his last name was Grant, like Gant. Well, I misspelled his entire name. If you intend to accuse Chief Grant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Grant falsified evidence in that case. Okay. Well, first off, this one. I just found that this in a safe in Chief Grant's office. A jar piece in this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. Aye. The person concealing evidence is none other than Chief Grant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders. Even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or should I say, follow orders? Yes, that is more accurate than cooperate. Orders? Like a 3 number 9s? A number 9 large? A number 6 with extra dip? Damn it, now I'm hungry. I guess it also doesn't help that, my boyfriend, went to go get a Korean barbecue. I guess friend is visiting, went to go get Korean barbecue, and the food was so good. It's fine. Also, I can't tell you the details. I can say that it was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of the I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected, in spite of what everyone believes, you're not the only one who's murdered Detective Grant. Goodman. Get it. Get it. If it's time to take the body out of Edward's car, the trunk lock was broken. I discovered that the murder weapon, well, despite while inspecting the body, the murder weapon. You mean Edward's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife that was in it. The knife from the SL9 incident. A serial killer Joe Dark's knife. Couldn't just leave it like leave that knife in him. so I took out so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edward's knife. That's right. Surprisingly, I stabbed him in the exact moment, from the exact area he was stabbed with the original knife, which is astounding, I will say. Dun 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 dun. Can I help myself? Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. Well, yeah, he's like a friend of yours. Like, imagine seeing a friend of yours dead in another friend's trunk, of which your superior officer killed, put in, and told you to dispose of it. Like, yes, we all know that you're good with like murder cases because you're a lawyer or some shit, but nobody has the fucking balls to be able to stab a dead body, even of a good friend. I know how to speak, I promise. That's why I ended up killing my hand. And that is why the reason for the bandages on your right hand. How did you dispose of the body, though? Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Star, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intention was to prevent that. My intention was to prevent that by never, whatever means possible. So you hit Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective as evidence in the Joe Dark case, so it would be linked back to the Joe Dark case, even though everybody who has so far been involved were in the Joe Dark case. Interesting. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. The network exhaust pipe. And then I called my sister. To tell her what happened, I asked to hide the knife. To hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? Didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma was so confident about Lana's innocence. Dun dun dun! So, chat, I'm starting a poll right now. I'm sorry, I can't help myself. I'm starting a poll right now. Is Lana guilty? Yes or no? If even though we just given evidence, we just been given evidence that she's obviously innocent, that would be funny. I don't know. She seems sus to me. Hate saying that. Like, I legitimately hated saying that. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received orders from Chief Rance, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to the patrolman, Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth, why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for SL9 incident has been murdered. I wanted the fact to be kept hidden. I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, seems I spoke to him, he went off on a escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. Disguised himself as Detective Goodman, he already had the stolen ID card. But it seems he hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have been disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright. But as a defense attorney, an investigator. I'm not an investigator, I'm just a dude looking for answers. Well, a defense attorney looking for answers. But hey, our motto is just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. Now, please, don't persuade this any further in tomorrow's court. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. By driving off myself. I got the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murder. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. To be continued. Ooh. Ooh. Boy. I think now's a perfectly good time to take a small break. Yeah, take a small break. So I will be right back. At least I thought I was. Let me quickly save it. That we can have music. God damn it. Hey, that did not help. La da 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 da. La di da di da 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 da. Da 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 da. I don't remember if I did. I did do it right. Yeah. I'm sorry for the no music. Legitimately. My Apollo Jesus. That was definitely very overkill burp. Involving the fact involving the fact that it's most likely taken much longer to do a thing. Yep. Let's see if we can run another one. For even longer. Nope. Okay. Just gonna give up on that idea. Um. Hmm. So chat, how are y'all? Hope y'all are doing fine. Oh, that's not good. The internet on my laptop went out. Which then means I can't see anything. Uh-oh. Well, technical difficulties. I now have one of two options. I realize I can't move the fucking thing. Hmm. This is going to be interesting. I am now going to unfortunately see what happens here. Oh, I see what's happening here. When you were yodeling hey hi, you're looking at him, yo. Yeah. Uh. Okay. Okay, that's working. Good to know. Good to know. Uh. Good to know. And just put it back here. It's just changing the scene. Yeah, computer. Hey, the thing's back. Little Inferno, Little Inferno, Little Inferno just for me. Okay. Is everything working? Yes, it is. Still. Um. Now we need to do is continue with this shit. Whew. This is gonna be interesting. I'm ready. I think you're ready for this jelly. Okay, let's go. Oh, Jesus, that's loud. Note to self, don't put on both headphones. I have sensitive ears. This is the defendant lobby, all right. This is the defendant lobby, all right. But there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for the matter? It almost seems as if something happened behind the scenes. Oh, anyway. Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 77's ID number is. That is. Well, no shit. I have a pretty strong feeling it's someone. And who it is. Looks like I'm not the only one figured out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't... the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID number. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any case, once all doubt has been removed from the list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes right. Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty and put to death, because that makes sense. She didn't do it. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever willing to do, I guess. Nana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything goes back to the SO9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today is the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. Huh? She's found guilty. You'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, Wright. Then we go in court and Edward's just like, tell us what you know! This is it. If I'm ever going out to find out what Chief Grant has on her, it's now. Dun dun! Dun dun dun! It's gonna be a long stream, isn't it? Hopefully not too long.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. That's the wrong accent.
Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth the opening statement. Before that, the police chief has proposed for me.
Chief Grant?
Haha. Hey, Digi boy. Been swimming lately? Morning, folks. How everyone doing? Hey, Udgy. Been back to the pool yet?
No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my way.
Ho, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that.
If you don't mind asking, Chief, exactly what is your proposal of yours?
I don't remember. Lana, that is to say, the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court.
She wants to do what?
Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request.
I swear to God, if she comes back with a black eye, I'm going to stab you. Despite everybody's daddy issues with you.
In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble.
Okay. Objection! What's this all about, defendant? I'd like to make one split request. then I'll be finished.
Well then, what's your request?
Your Honor, I'd like to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of the UCF, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the detective's office. No, Lana! You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's appeal. In that case, Monsieur Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana, Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but as it's explicitly proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence, I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please.
Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-resignation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need for this trial. If Mr. Wright may feel otherwise.
Can't be happening.
It appears that the time for a verdict has arrived. If Kurt finds the defendant...
Objection!
No. One moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Or any ruling at this point would certainly be premature.
Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you. But why don't you just be a good little boy and accept your mouth and keep your mouth shut? Hmm?
Yeah, no. I'm already quitting, so fuck you. I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Grant.
What?
Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes? Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive boy you would have me. Have me be? Whatever. With a sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes.
Some kind of deal? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy.
I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecutor would like to change its first witness. To whom? Its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-repression, representation. Well, first off, you're a prosecutor, you technically can't do that. Second, I don't think we need to continue. Don't care what you think, Miss. I don't care what you think, Mrs. Guy. The exposure of the truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it.
Very well. The court... blah, blah, blah.
Is this how I always sound? Ugh. Like it. And I'm trying to be a voice actor. Ugh.
Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Grant?
Worthy. You'll live to regret this. Mark my words.
Mark my words.
Miss Emma Skye, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take this horse by the reins. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Sky. My occupation, Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago. And there goes the Wi-Fi. You encountered serial killer Joe Dog of the Joe Dog killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that now. I'm sorry. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall these events a little more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember, this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that involved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. Sure, even fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has only begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Yeah. I'm assuming anybody who actually likes Damon Gant, whatever, has some major daddy issues. Like major daddy issues. 2 years ago, I was raiding in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. A man raised his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. But when the body was found, the knife was in the back. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out, I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Redworth, what does testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. Your Honor. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. It's still technically me. Empire. Hold it. 2 years ago, I probably should, save right now. Just for the fuck of it, that way we don't have to go through all that song and dance again. 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department. Correct. Yes, she was the second in command under the deputy chief of police. Correct. My sister. She was the best detective ever. Yes, I remember. As I remember, Deputy Chief Grant was Miss Sky, and Miss Sky used to be quite a pair. I believe they shared the same office. That's right. I'd always sit at my sister's desk. Dream about playing that organ. I wanted to play it that day too. The police department, no. British. The police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day. Nana proposed to take me to dinner after she finished her work. A man? Oh, man! Yes, Joe Dark. Joe Dark. He was a serial killer. Joe Dark was brought in for questioning the day of that ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him, question that would lead to an arrest. Well then, he saw his chance.
Well, then he saw his chance and fled the room, right? Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take an elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. When he ran into Sky and Grant's office.
There was a lot of noise coming from one side, so I opened the door to have a look. That's when I saw him. Neil Marshall helped me. Rescued me, whatever. What was the price you're doing there? That day, there were two people present during Joe Duck's questioning. Deputy Chief Damon Grant, try to say that 5 times fast, and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Almost forgot about Grant. How? That entire thing is supposed to be about him, but whatever. Neil Marshall just had received the King of Prosecutors Award. Young and dedicated, he went right to the questioning room right after the ceremony. Assuming that would also be why he... Assuming that he...
I'm assuming that that would also be why he would be the first to run after Drake.
When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was good as dead. That's when Prosecutor Marshall came in running. Don't clearly remember what happened then. What? Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on the dock, and then just then, lights went out.
Light?
It was just about the time of this time of year. There was a very terrible storm going on, and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out.
Wait a minute. It was a pitch dark in that room. You shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. A flash left an unforgettable image in the scene of my mind.
I see. I told the detective about what I saw then.
The detective? Yes. Detective Goodman, he was in charge of the case.
Detective Goodman, the victim.
Hear more. You spoke to Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes. I was so scary about this trial.
And you told Detective Goodman what you saw?
Yes, but at the time, the words wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright? About the picture. Have you heard enough? This picture the witness drew, I believe, has very important meaning. But the list of evidence that was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. You drew a picture of the scene of the witness, right? Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes. That's strange. It took the case over after Prosecutor Marshall died, yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken? I didn't know exactly which one to do. But I did draw it, I swear! I just not imagine it. I can't imagine it. Reminds me. I guess I should check on the evidence again. I know which one it is. Okay, let's continue. Seeing that imprinted an image in your mind. Essentially what it is driving home that you need to do this piece of evidence.
Can you please describe it to us? The man. First off, let me look. It was. Uh-oh. 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 Don't tell me the internet went out on my computer again. Okay. Come on. Come on. Man. This laptop is shit. Okay. Boop. Boop. A picture is drawn on the back of the evidence's magic marker. Very bad feeling about this. I'm assuming it's this one. But I'm gonna press again still. It must have been a real shock. Even now, when I close my eyes, I can still see it clearly. Fuck! Damn it, I was so close! Could have muted it. Ow. Tell us. What were you doing in that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dog was holding you hostage. Then lightning struck, the lights went out. Mr. Marshall jumped on on Doc and was thrown aside. The two began wrestling each other. Kinky. Oh, I know exactly what that is. Pretty sure I was watching them. Doesn't have any reason to lie, but Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much as you can, I'm going to take a guess. Quickly save it just in case it's not correct. But it has to be correct, because that's the only thing I'm gonna go with. Yes! Yeah! You know it's correct when the music goes out. Woo! Ow. I'm okay. I'm cold. It's cold in here. Curse these rooms with very good ventilation. Decently good ventilation. Gosh darn it. Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. Even though I am British, and we are depicted as the bad guy so many times. But, I'm not the bad guy. Okay? Okay. All I'm suddenly just make him a southern. All I'm saying is that the prosecutor for that case, and as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed a picture. Well, that may well be, because that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Oh, this is the evidence for this alignment. Please turn over, Your Honor. Turn it over? Turn it. Huh? Ah! What's this? Ah! What's this? Turn it over? Oh my god! That's cool. Yes. What is that? Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew. Indeed. Two men appear to have been wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? The only prosecutor in charge would have access to that list. These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. It's incomplete. These two lists fit together into one form. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious that what happened 2 years ago. Only half the evidence in that course ever reached to you. Wait, what? What? Order, order! Well, Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of an important list? Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Sounds like Goodman was actually a good man. I'll see myself out. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor. Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. This evidence list was torn in half. Then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. Don't tell me you never turned it over. Yes, that's quite conceivable. It's possible. Let's see. What? I swear to God. You have to ask. Sorry, Your Honor. There's indeed something drawn on the back of my list. And it's that thing. That's that thing. That thing was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a sitting chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. Evidence reported. List restored and updated in the courtroom. Court record. Court record. Very well, witness. Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seems to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. Okay. Your Honor, this is the picture I drew 2 years ago. Done. The flash of light was so bright all I could see were shadows. After that I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. Well, to think a flash of lightning would burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to She was able to show exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dirk about the murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. You have to elaborate more. Boom. Did you draw this picture right after the incident?
think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I thought it was such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge. Under the direction of Damon Grant and Lana Sky. 2 or 3 days later, the memory should still have been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black? So at the time, you didn't even know who it was. You know it was Mr. Marshall who came to rescue you? No, couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright. The lightning was so bright. I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Dog had a tight grip on me. But when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightning flashed. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? Are you okay? You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No, I'm sorry. The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the tragedy caused the witness to faint. Do you really think you need to torture this girl any further? What? I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture. Exactly what I saw in that instant. So that's exactly what you saw. Of course, this exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talk with the detective? Are you insinuating you somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. I'd better watch out or I might have to wait for myself. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that bothering you about this picture? Huh? No, well, yes. That's strange. She claims this exact scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's a clearly contradiction here. The weapon. I have an idea on what it could be. I'm gonna save it here, that way I don't have to go over it again. And what would it be? If it was technically, nope, there it is. Come on. I'm glad I grabbed the visual novel. It has to be something involving don't question it. So there's obviously a lot of things that were wrong with the image. The main thing that came to mind is the fact that the knife is not pointing. That's strange. She claims because of her mind, and yet there's a clearly contradiction here. So it has to be this one. 100%. This one. No. Not that one. It's the knife that's the issue. There it is. There's where it is. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I remembered this as it was yesterday. As it was yesterday. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be easier if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us. What part of the picture? I mean, technicality, this one. This part here. I don't see what's concerned about it. It's because the drawing stinks. How could you? The act of making an innocent girl cry would warrant the death penalty. Technically, we didn't do anything. Ah. Ah. The witness trip contains a blatant contradiction. Before I continue, let me go back to this one. That way I don't have to present it again. That'll be annoying. You have to do this often because it's a bull fucking shit. Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed this contradiction out for us. What part of the contradiction? Then this one. The knife lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. Look closely, you can see the tip is broken. You don't even have to look closely at that to see that, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? The tip is broken too. I recall. The knife was found in the victim's body. It was compulsive. Conclusive piece of evidence that provided Joe Duggs was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not that simple. Not so simple, Emma. And where, pray tell, would you possibly see the problem? It's obvious, really. It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab to the back. He was backstabbed. He was betrayed! I'm sorry. The sudden cutoff was just too funny. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not be broken. Huh? What's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Impossible. Sorry, but I'm afraid it's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside of the victim's body. Near Martha. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right. Okay. The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. Yes. The only possible explanation that witness memory was mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she remembered it correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time. But she was sure she remembered it correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. There is, actually. Not so fast, Miss Riff. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence? You're treading thin ice, Wright. Thin ice, Wright. All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No! Ah! Order, order, order! You're saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor. Your Honor. I'm trying to sneak around, but the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards. I'm sorry, that's so dumb. Please allow me to once again go over the evidence that took place in the murder. That day of the murder. Police department and the police department prosecutor office were holding a ceremony that day. Dun, dun, dun. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award, the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Grant. Damon Gantz. God fucking damn it. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It was Joe Dark. It was Joe Dark in the room. That went straight to the ear. It is my belief that somewhere in this story there's a lie. I'm not lying, and we know you're not. The man really was holding the broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. Or wasn't a knife, technically. There are the chances of being two broken knives. Another broken knife besides Sheriff Dark. Could have been one. There is another one. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't be explained away by it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Miss Wright. In that instance, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. Take a look at this. The real murder weapon. Technically. If anything's broken here, it's you. Huh? I'm sure this all must be very amusing to you, Mr. Wright. What are you talking about, you dumb fucks? Okay, guess it wasn't that piece of evidence. Can I... How far back is the... Ow, well, it was this far back. I knew it was back, but not that far back. Come on, come on, really. Another piece of evidence! Come on, we've spoken beforehand. Can't possibly do that. Come on, there was no other pieces of evidence. Falsified evidence. No. Order in the court. This would be a good opportunity just in case I get it wrong again. Because it's only it's only one of two options. Did I just load it in? Son of a fucking bitch. You fucking... Don't talk to me. This is why you always save beforehand. Before a strong piece of evidence.
Objection! Objection!
God damn it. Okay, so I'll explain what I'm trying to think. So there's only one out of two pieces of evidence that should explain why it's a broken knife. And we learned why there was a second piece of the trophy that isn't there anymore. And I thought, oh, the trophy just updated and oh, it's that one. No. But there's another picture that we have of the trophy with the knife. So... after this story, it's all good in the who. I should have taken a note by this, that one. Okay, I was wondering why it didn't go back to that page. There's no other way around it. Another broken knife. Another broken knife. Like so stuck. Because there has been one. There is another one. Also, let me do after this one. There is another one! Observational error. Mr. Wright. But the fact that she wasn't able to see anyone makes sense. I assume then that you have some important information about the other broken knife. If so, feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. Here's the real murder weapon. It lies in the past. 2 years ago in the past. Right here, inside this image. Picture, technically. This is a picture of the award ceremony. Yeah. What is it, Mr. Wright? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding. Prosecutor Marshall is holding. That's it, a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife was drawn not Joe Dog's knife, but being in the case, the knife was the witness saw was the likelihood of winning this award. Order! Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As a reward, he was given this broken shield and knife. Then he chased after Joe Dark. He pulled out this knife. When being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But it can't be. Oh, why not, Mr. Edwards? Because of the King of Prosecutors award knife was... if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer would have, and the victim would have been reversed. What do you mean? I mean... man raising a knife. It had to be Neil Marshall. Oh! Enthusiasm! But
the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? Unless it wasn't him that grabbed it. I think Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Hold it. Wait, I remember now. I remember everything. Witness? Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? Witness? The one with the picture scribbled on the back? I knew it! This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. Trauma. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you recalled, Miss Sky? Yes, Your Honor. First the knife mix-up and now the blue badger. This should be interesting. Emma's recollection. Not what the word is. Yeah, I don't remember what the word is. I think before we continue, we should take a small itty bitty teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini break. So we can play an ad so you all don't get ads for the next 30 minutes, and as we get the shit. So. BRB home slashes. I'm curious. So for all that don't know, I run a 100, which is a 2-minute ad essentially, to see what actually how much it gives. I'm assuming a little more than 30 minutes. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, it would have been the same. It's a minute less than 230 not 100 no 2 90-second ads, which is a minute and 30. I don't know how to speak. I'm good at speaking. Speaking is speaking. Oh shit. Oh, I'm Mickey Mouse. That does not sound like Mickey Mouse. Oh, I'm in trouble. Let's go. Wahoo. Wah. Meow. Meow. Meow, my dude. Meow. Meow, man. Meow. Meow. Mark, what are you doing? Good question. Next question. We're good to go with the game. With the game. The game. The gum. Boom. Ow. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards them both. Towards them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Then there was another flash of lightning. That's when I saw the blue badger. It wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. That's weird. It is certainly most unusual.
Objection!
Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. No shit, Sherlock. Stop! Please don't pursue this any further! Lana! What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defense chair. You can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Can't you leave it at that? Leave it as that. Chief Prosecutor Sky. You've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence. The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. Seems we're finally getting into the corner of the matter. I swear to God, if the badger was stolen, that would be funny. When you say stat man, I assume you're referring to Joe Dark. At least I think it was him. It obviously wasn't. You think? I mean, he was tall, dark, and handsome. I don't really know what to say. When I say dark, I meant it was dark in the room. I mean, well, technically, if it is Grant that's the one that did it, then he is tan, so that would make sense. I should make sure that the stream is actually going on and not just fuck up. Okay, I'm good. I can see were shadows. Shadows in my room. Power outage immediately preceded the incident. Uh-oh. It is also documented in observers' office reports. So that's not good either. Hello? Okay, that does happen. It's just the capture that I'm currently using for Deceive, I think, is very shitty. It's also documented in prosecutor's office report. Well then. Oh, there was two. Why would you do something so dangerous? What else would have I done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. I'm convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. But we just theorized. Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. I didn't know that at the time. The Dark guy knocked me down. But I couldn't think of, I've got to help that other person. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. What do you mean, think? It all happened so fast. I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did was, it was all kind of a blur. Miss Sky was almost killed before she witnessed to a murder took place. I know how to word. So much happening in the matter of seconds. Little disorientation is only natural. You should know. I saw a man about to stab the other person who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. Just then there was another flash of lightning. That's when I saw the blue badger. Dun dun dun. For those of you wondering, the blue badger is a quote-unquote original idea, don't steal. That the chief of... what was it? It was the chief of criminal affairs made up? Quote-unquote made up? AKA, we thought it would just be, oh, his OC. Nah. Are you sure about this? Of course, see? I even drew a picture of him here. But the chief detectives who brought you're the chief of detectives who brought this hideous beast, made up this hideous beast. That was just this year. The blue badger didn't exist 2 years ago. It's quite unverifiable. I know it sounds strange, but I was surprised when I saw him in the police department. I had this nagging feeling I've seen him before. Now I finally remember. Oh, brother. Just when you thought that the thing can cause enough commotion. Enough commotion. Why do I need the audio on in the first place? I mean, why do I have the headphones on? All I needed for was to not fuck up the microphone. Okay. Let me get comfortable. This chair needs a bit of comfortability. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dance? I wasn't in the room, but I sure I saw him dancing. His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with the winning smile and all? That's right. I still remember it. He had his 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. This is pointless. This is pointless. That's not the right accent. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must have been mistaken. That may well be. But that's what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh? And I suppose you have an explanation? So then, by all means, please tell us what this shadow really means. Smashed. I'm gonna take a quick save because I really don't want to fuck anything over. Was Emma saw when that lightning flash. Ooh, this bit better. Might know. The badger hadn't even been dreamt of when Emma drew this picture. Yes, she certainly saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly see. Oh, I know what it was. This defendant believed that the fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright. What? No. In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us your... How to do this one? Did the music go out? Yep, the music went out. Nice. I did it correctly. I have never played this one, honestly. I've cheated for small bits, but like that's only to get further past. I've never read up on it. Beyond it. This mysterious blue badger was in fact this. No, I can see it. I can see it. Wrong button. But that's... what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright, it doesn't look like anything like the blue badger.
Indeed, it doesn't. As stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, if we were to change your viewpoint, an angle. Um, I think we do this. Most likely this one. That isn't right. Allow me to remind the defense in case hinges on the pinch drawing. Mizora can't match the shape the witness drew. Cannot accept this change. You got the right. You gotta find the right angle. Maybe I should rotate it vertically a little bit more horizontally. Come on, Miss Wright, you can do it. You gotta show him the correct angle. Hmm. I'm thinking this. But I don't know. I'm gonna go with this. Damn it! So close! Um, Showing. Can match it. Gotta find the right angle. Curse the right angle. Correct angle. Oh, wait. Damn it, come on! Where's the fucking right angle? Where's this fucking right angle? Can't match the shape. Horizontal. I mean, I guess this? Sure. No, okay. I'm gonna have to Google this one. Because it could be a multitude of different angles. Like, it could be legitimately a multitude of different angles. Look at this form. Look at this form. Isn't it neat? Don't you just wanna punch it in the face? Don't you think I'm the girl who wants to punch this thing? Then you got gadgets and gizmos plenty. There's who's it and what's it galore. I'm gonna take a quick guess. And instead say... That was not the right one. That's not the right one. I assume it was either W. Yeah. I have an idea. I have an idea. Nope. Oop. What? That looks exactly like him. Mm, okay. Come on, man. I'm annoyed. I had to cheat so bad. I'm just shitty with this. So I did have it correct. It just didn't give it to me. Okay. Go further down. Well. Are you fucking kidding? Come on, I thought I had it correct. What the fuck, man? Perfect. What the fuck? I'm confusing then. I'm confusing then. Am I doing it wrong? I am so confusing. Come on, I'm so confused on what's the fucking issue. It looks exactly like it. What the fuck? There it is. Fuck's sake, man. Why has to be so fucking ow? Get me out of this. So fucking precise with this shit. Like, come on. All this from a fucking DS? My Jesus. So this is a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jaw resembles the blue badger. be. No, it can't be. Order! Order! The chief is a thief. I don't know. This defense has proven its claim.
Serious Blue Badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this.
Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point?
What do you mean?
So that blue badger thing was actually just a jar. Just a jar. That doesn't change anything. That actually changes a lot of things. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edward.
You see, this changes everything.
Damn it.
Indeed? Very well then, please tell us.
What is the difference between murder? No, let me save, that way I can prove y'all bitches wrong. The location, yes, actually. Location. Allow me to take this in turn. At the very moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At the very specific angle, might add. Yes, very well knowing this where she could have been seen this jar.
Where?
Location of the jar is shown in the picture on the very day of the murder, very day of the crime. It's on a shelf in Grant's office.
But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified himself.
Yes, and it's these two facts that reveal something what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of Grant's office.
Of Chief Grant's office.
Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Demon Grant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. What? It's an expiration of excitement or surprise. There was a reason he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. Wasn't a reason he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion was that there was a reason.
Do you know what the reason was, Mr. Wright?
I finally figured it out. This is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she was knocked away from the man who was holding the knife. In an instant, the jar was hit and fell through the air. Now then. What could she have seen the jar flying? The impact that man made when he was knocked into the wall? May I draw your attention to this picture once more? If the man was knocked into the direction of the shield jar it was sitting, what would he have hit?
It's a suit of armor, holding the very sharp, dangerous-looking sword.
Yes. And since the man was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have also been. He would also had to been Neil Marshall wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking.
Yes.
There was another possibility that what actually happened transpired in that room. Another possibility? Multiple possibilities. Of course, the perpetrator could have no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked over was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall, she was the actual one that accidentally killed him. Chan 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 chan. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? Yeah, unfortunately. No! Thud. And there you have it. Congrats, Wright. You killed a girl. Hello. Yeah, I'm finally online. Well, technically, I've been online for quite a bit. Sorry if the microphone's a bit, fucky. Uh, I'm not currently at my home computer. Uh, oh, I don't have my regular microphone. But howdy! You're just in time to see me convict a murderer, or at least figure out some stories. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Imagine her testimony. Woot! I've never imagined her. Also, I technically have a schedule, quote unquote. Uh, it's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the current moment. Until I have my new schedule for the school stuff that starts in February, or I guess late January. So it's currently Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So, woot! Never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So was the witness who took the victim's life. Still, but nice to see you again. How's your cousin? Hello. Actually, technically, I can just go back to here. With their own testimony. This is unprecedented. Objection! What are you saying? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances, Joe Dog murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin this crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body. It was to keep everyone else from finding out it was Emma. Wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe in your insane accusations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. I hope my accents are okay, by the way. I'm sure it's fine. Don't worry. I'm hungry. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove without evidence. We don't have British. We don't have evidence, and we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. Certainly we can get dead to testify. I mean, unless you have a psychic, but you know. This all had been wild goose chase from the beginning. Actually, Joe Dark isn't actually dead. What? He's actually dead. Of course, that only leaves one possibility. One possibility. You don't mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who his life. Oh, it's a 7, isn't it? In the matter or another. That's impossible. Mr. Wright? Well, this is the only possible left for you. A message from the deceased. Does such the message exist? You gotta think back to the court record. Court record! Let me quickly save just in case I get this wrong. And I can just go back and say, oh, I didn't get it wrong. Like a little speech. So, what is the name? Is in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop nothing to prove my sister a murderer? Technically, she's not a murderer. Did not be mistaken, Miss Sky. On purpose is not an excuse, Emma, of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright. Please show us the piece of evidence that conveys this message. Okay. Obviously, this thing. Okay, well, the message would be this one. Left behind the deceased. That's the blue badger. So this is going to be speak the killer's name. That thing could... I'm sure it could be. I'm sure it could. If that thing could speak, I'm sure it could. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is a jar. The message was left here, on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. It looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood... Oh no. You can sort of see it. Uh-oh. For some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes. There's a line here drawn in blood. So what are you saying? These dots were once lines? Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the precious moments left behind the message that someone apparently wiped away. The blood must have been spread into the jar where the lines changed direction. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect the dots, and victim's message would appear. No. Then it just says Emma's innocent. It just says my bad -Neil. And just signs it. What kind of message did the victim leave for us, Your Honor? I believe these stains will reveal the answer. I gotta connect these dots. Letter. Only one thing a victim had been written in the circumstances. Murderer's name. Technically. What do you think? Came over this message. Yes. I feel like I'm... Okay. My bad. Well, I fucked that one up. And that's exactly why you should be careful with what you do. It's in the evidence. You stop at nothing to put my sister at the rest. Do not be mistaken, Mrs. Sky. We simply want the truth. And nothing but the truth. Ding, 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 dong. The plan to wipe the face. Yes, there's a line there. Oh my god, I pressed the wrong button. Shit. Mana, 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 mana. Da-da-da-da-da. What you're saying, stops are actually lines. Or today. Precisely so. We all need to do is to point in the right direction. No. Mr. Wright, what kind of message do your victim leave for us, Your Honor? It's the name of the murderer's name. How do you draw? Oh. Then there's one here. Down. There's one here. Across. That's Emma. Aha! Fuck yeah! I'm gonna save the motherfucking day again! Come! Fuck yeah! It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out this. Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Dun 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 dun.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Of all people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. Dun 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 dun. Well, that was a cool court case. Wait a minute. Seaworthy?
Seaworthy, can I say I didn't warn you? Ha ha ha. My chin, my beard looks a good seashell.
Chief Grants.
Do you understand the importance of what you've done?
What are you talking about?
2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not?
Yeah.
Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man.
Well, you say everything.
This man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction.
Well, not on purpose. But I guess that is correct because it's bullshit. But Joe Dark really was a serial murder. That's undeniable.
I'm afraid that's not important.
Of course it is.
Didn't you know? We aren't defenders of justice.
What?
We're merely keepers of the law.
That's not how that works.
Sentencing a man to death is no light matter, even if it wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge.
He goes to jail.
Despite that, anyone may say the fact that cannot be denied. Goes first one.
Prosecutors might have sent an innocent man to death. How can he just stand there like that? He wasn't false.
Order, order, order! Three number 9s.
Actually, I really want an order. Gravel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judgment declared a recess. There, where the trial is headed no one knows.
To be continued.
Ooh, perfect timing to be. Actually, this is the perfect time to pause and finish this Friday. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. So thank you all for joining me. Hope to see y'all again next time. And as always, leave a comment down below. Tell me what I did good, what I did bad, what I did improve on. Because holy fuck, do I need a lot of improvement. Sorry about yesterday. Yeah, this was supposed to go on longer for this stream, but it's already been 2.5 hours, and that's usually when I go for. So thank you all for joining me. Hope to see y'all again Friday. Hopefully Friday. If there's nothing that ends up happening, I'm sure it's fine. I probably jinxed it tonight. God damn it. So anyway, thank you all for joining. Let me tell me whether or not Edgeworth is at fault here. Yeah, tell me whether or not Edgeworth is at fault here, because I don't think he is. Well, yes, prosecutor is the one that is taking charge of if there's any fuck ups in the court, technically. But in this case, I don't think that works. I think. I think. I honestly have no idea. But thank you all for joining me. Uh, I'll see y'all on the flip side. Keep smiling, don't forget to be a little crazy, and hasta luego. Bye bye. Hey, let me see if I can. Boop, 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 boop. No, that's the wrong one. Was this one? Boop. There it is. Aha! Bye, everybody. Thank y'all for joining me. Hope to see you again the next term. Blah